everybody, good morning. Today is March 9th and it is 9:33 a.m. It's 51 degrees. It's a balmy day in Hammond, Indiana. I want to thank everybody who came to my live last night. It was very nice. Had a very good conversation. Thank you, LA, for being on panel, and I hope others will be encouraged to do so. The topic was very interesting, and I hope nobody's feelings got hurt. I'm talking about Angeline's video. It was just a conversation. Didn't mean to hurt you. Didn't mean to insult you. Just gave my opinion. That's all it was. My opinion is everybody's got an opinion. Anyways, I have a question to ask. I get a lot of spam calls. Somebody mentioned about getting spam calls. I get a lot of spam calls lately. And why is it when you say, Hammond Police Department, what is your emergency? They quickly hang up. It's so amazing how quickly they hang up. From now on, if I don't know your number, that's the greeting you're going to get. Hammond Police Department, what is your emergency? Because it's a surefire thing. It's when they come with my prefix, not my area code, but my prefix. I don't know very many people has my prefix. Why would you have my prefix? Another area, let me see, what is it? Indiana call. Indiana call? What's an Indiana call? And another one I get, private number. Oh, I guess it's like being a private dancer, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah. I enjoy those calls sometimes. Sometimes they're quite annoying, especially if you're waiting for a call and you're hoping for a call, and then you get those calls and you're like, what the shit? So I just decided, I used to go with Hammond Morgue. Well, Hammond doesn't have a morgue. And so then I decided I was going to go with Hammond Police Department, what is your emergency? Because that is what you get when you call the police department, especially where I live. You get that. You'll say, they'll say, Hammond Police Department, what is your emergency? The shortest train ever. What is your emergency? So that is what I'm going to use from now on. Today, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I'm not doing anything today. I'm going to be at home and with my Ginger. And until she starts feeling better, I'm going to be at home. That's just the way it is. I did go out to get something to eat. Yes, I did. I went to McDonald's. Yes, I did. No shame, no game. I did. Okay. If she's not feeling better by Friday, I'm going to call the doctor back and say, we need to talk. I need to, something's not going right with her. I don't know that she doesn't feel good. Just get the sense of it. So, anyways, I'm not going with Ginger. Ginger's not the conversation today. What's the conversation? I don't even know. I woke up early this morning. I wake up early every morning, and I don't know why. It's like I have a job or something. I guess I do, taking care of my animals. Get up and feed them and take her out, because I'm sure she has to go. If I have to get up in the morning to go, she's got to go too, I'm sure. So I get up, I take her out, and then come back in, give her the Denamarin, and then she has to wait an hour before she can eat. And then I kind of just chill out, I kind of watch TV, watch videos, or see what came up during the night, or play a game on my iPad, or just whatever, do whatever, okay? And for an hour, then it's time to feed them again. And not totally difficult thing to do, But it does make of a long day, especially if you don't go to bed early and you stay up till like 12 or 1 o'clock. It kind of makes a long day. And a long day of staying in the house, don't get me wrong, I can go places if I want. It's just, I don't know. I could take Ginger with me. She loves to go. Except, I don't know, she feels like being in a car. I know she feels like being in the car with me. And so, I just say, I'll just stay at home, But I've been staying in that room, which isn't really mentally healthy, but, whatever. If that's where she's comfortable, that's where I'll be. So anyways, we had a really nice conversation. I just wish more people would feel more... Come on. Let me pull my seat back and you can get up here on my lap, okay? Ginger's in the car with me. Yeah. Why did I go to McDonald's? Well, several reasons. I was hungry. Second, I really didn't. I don't have any milk. Come on, come on. So I don't have cereal. I don't have really anything to eat at home but some old Pop-Tarts. And I think I have like maybe 4 or 5 slices of bread, but I don't want to eat it. I don't want toast or anything like that. So I think I have eggs. I do think I have eggs. They're probably at the back of the refrigerator, but they're there. And they should be fresh. At least I have 6, I'm sure. But at any rate, what was I going to say? Oh, you step on my sport thing on here. Okay. But it was a nice live, I mean, it was very interesting. We had a lot of good conversation. We talked from everything, A to Z, It makes lively conversation. And so when I go to bed, I guess going on lives, I don't feel as lonely as I do sometimes. And, sometimes the loneliness in the house when you're by yourself and you have something on your mind, and it is numbing. It just makes you feel so detached from people, especially if you're staying in and I guess I feel like I'm in isolation right now. And because, believe it or not, I am not one who stays in the house so much. And even going to the store, I come right back. I'm coming right back, and I'm not as my husband used to call it, lollygagging. I'm not going from this store to that store just because bread is over a price over here. He used to always laugh at me about that. He used to say, "Why do you go to 3 stores just to get groceries?" And that was true. I did. I used to go from this store to that store to that store to this store just to, because they had something 10 cents cheaper. And it was a waste of money. But I do realize now it was a way of just staying out and, staying out and not going home, because when you live and like he worked outside of the house, so he was gone 8 hours of the day. Well, actually more than that. It's like 10 to 12 hours a day he was gone. And I was kind of stuck in the house, unless, well, when my kids were young, you're kind of stuck, because who wants to drag, maybe a 3-year-old with you and a baby? That's a lot of work. That's more work than, I couldn't do it now. No. I mean, when you're young, though, you have the energy, and now I don't have the patience nor the energy. No. I don't have patience like I used to have. Nothing used to bother me when I was younger. I did take my kids places. We would go shopping. We would, more so with my daughter, because my daughter was more into the shopping thing. When she got old enough to know what shopping was, really the joy of shopping as a woman. And my son, he just never had a part of it. If we were going to go get him a toy, back then it was, what was it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and the men, he called them his men. Those were his action figures, and he had every one of them. And so if we went out, he for sure got one. And my daughter would always get clothes, and so it was always a win-win situation. But it was very tiring, because you're dealing with 2 kids and you got to keep an eye on them. And if you ever been shopping with me, of course you haven't, I have a tendency to be like I zone out in stores. In stores and casinos, I used to zone out. I do. I mean, even today, if I go to a store, I have to bring it back in, refocus, because I'm going to be in that store for a long time. Or, if I went into a casino, I don't know how I'd be in a casino, because I haven't done that for a long time. But, I used to go into the casinos, and just, my daughter saw me. She says, "Man, you just focus." I am hyper focused on what I'm doing, and I never want to leave. I'm like, no, not yet. So I haven't been to a store with a kid. I haven't been to really a store with anybody besides myself in probably a year. More than about a year or better now. Yeah, it is over a year, because a year ago in January, I hurt my hip, and I stayed in the house up until right about the time that they said we couldn't go out for COVID. Isn't that the craziest stuff? And then I started feeling better, but then you couldn't go out nowhere. Then they started wearing the mask stuff, and I didn't have a mask. I remember that was my conversation all the time. Like, where do you get these masks at? And I couldn't figure it out. And you look on the internet, and they had those N95 masks, and they were horribly expensive. And it was crazy. I'll call her back. Okay, yeah, it was horribly expensive to buy one. I have one. I had one thanks to B. I had one before, but I don't know what happened to it. But I basically just grab whatever is available and just put it on my face. So, but anyways, I still encourage people to wear your mask because it's so important to put that mask on your face, and hopefully eventually we'll all be vaccinated and this will go away. I'm so ready for it to go away. I'm so tired of this. And it's just a part of everything else, I guess, going on in people's worlds. I believe stress is the reason there's so much angst and so much problems and fighting and arguing on YouTube, because it's coming up to the 1-year anniversary of the COVID, and where, we were really put on isolation kind of from other people. And we as a people, anywhere in the world, not just the United States, but all over the world, we're basically very social people. And when you're saying, well, you can no longer be social, it makes life kind of hard, to deal with. So, I know it's hard for me. I can only speak for myself. I'm not speaking for you all, but I'm speaking for myself. It's very hard for me to deal with, where I can't be social. I can't go out to eat. And, okay, maybe right now I don't want to because I have other things in my mind and doing something else. But, in normal times, and if in a normal world, I would be out. Today is a beautiful day. It's going to be 60-some degrees. Why do I want to be stuck in the house if I don't have to be, But I don't mind now. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, life is what it is, and there's no wonder. It's actually kind of nice knowing that we haven't lost our minds more so. People haven't gone berserk more than they have already, and it's no wonder that there is so much arguing on YouTube, because, it's the only place we can go and, I guess, let out our frustrations, and the only place we can go and say how we feel in an anonymous manner, and lash out to people that we normally might not, and but it doesn't make it right. Just because we can, it doesn't make it right. Just because you can do something, it doesn't make it right. And that means, especially for me, not for everybody else, but especially for me. I have to always remember that to myself. Just because you can do something doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. So anyways, I'm going to go now. I want to say thank you again for coming to my live last night. I know it was kind of impromptu, but that's how my lives are anyway. They will always be impromptu, not really planned too much. Conversations just kind of happen. And, I hope people understand. Anybody is welcome to my live, but I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not discussing something, or I'm not, I welcome people's input. It's very important to know that conversation ends conflict. When you don't have conversation, that's the reason there is so much conflict in this world. And I truly believe that. I believe avoidance is terrible. When you start avoiding obvious issues, that's why there's so many problems in the world. We need to learn to talk and be mature about it, not call names and threats, and most people aren't going to follow through with the threats anyway, but there's that few that do. But anyway, you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Stay safe. Bye. Let me get this